every day, bro. I've been doing this thing almost 4 years, and she ain't did no media run, no media talk, but she did appear at a soccer game. Now we're gonna get. Once did we ever hear Caitlin Clark say something about that situation? You want to know what Caitlin Clark did? I think we all could agree with that. If you guys do not believe players, you retarded. I just gotta be honest, man. One comment said that's cool as hell watching great competitors be real fake. I'm sure she's flying 3 hours while rehabbing.
We did reach out to the Fever. We have not heard back, but the Fever will play the Mercury.
Story, that's the facts. Caitlin Clark, with all that she has brought, she has made Alyssa Thomas's life better.
Caitlin Clark's response to an entire week of noise? Silence. Dead silence. No statement, no press conference, nothing. She just went about her business and let everybody else talk themselves in circles. And that's the play. Stephanie White's press conference clip is the thing everybody's dissecting right now, with half the internet convinced White was quietly siding with Alyssa Thomas over her own franchise player. I get why people are reading it that way, but here's the bigger picture. Every single person who steps into a public-facing job, athlete, coach, content creator, doesn't matter, signs up for scrutiny the second the cameras turn on. That's not an excuse for death threats, not even close, but it is the reality of the business, and Clark clearly understands that better than almost anyone in this league right now. Which brings us to the part of this story nobody wants to talk about.
About this question. Let's roll the clip real quick. Let's listen.
Leg sleeve come about?
I knew that would be the first question.
I wanted to ask about golf, but she went to the leg sleeve.
People are wondering.
Just a little compression on the leg. I mean, I don't know.
Leg sleeve come about?
I knew that would be the first.
So you guys heard Caitlin Clark response. Now, some of you guys are saying probably to yourself, John, why play that? Because it just shows you how Caitlin Clark plays with the media. She don't give them a negative headline. She don't have to. She's media trained, and that's something a lot of these professionals.
Here's what gets lost every single time this cycle happens. Professional athletes get death threats. Content creators get death threats. I've been doing this nearly 4 years, and it's not a dull moment. Somebody's always in the comments talking about catching me at a game. That's the ugly side of putting yourself in front of an audience. And it doesn't make the threats okay, but it does mean you can't act shocked when it happens. The moral of the story is simple. If you open yourself up to the public, you don't get to be selectively outraged about how the public reacts to you. And that's exactly the double standard we're about to watch play out with Caitlin Clark herself.
Been so much more toxicity, racism, homophobia, straight out like nonsense, hate nonsense, and it is absolutely unacceptable. Most of this coming from the online community, most of this, in my heart of hearts, I believe, not coming from WNBA fans, with players and teams, that is going to come. But it's not hard to not be a jerk. And if you are one of these people that
people conveniently forget Caitlin Clark got death threats too. A fan literally said they were ready to inflict harm on her. And you know what Clark did? Nothing. She didn't hold a press conference about it. She didn't play the victim. She showed up, played basketball, talked to the media about the game, and moved on with her life. That's the contrast that matters here. A lot of these WNBA players have made a habit out of turning every hard foul or every ugly comment section into a referendum on the whole league. And rarely do you see them take responsibility for what happens on the court in the same breath. Clark's restraint in that exact same situation is the receipt that keeps getting ignored.
Victim and not take responsibility for their actions on the basketball court. Now, with that being said, let's head on over to X so I can show y'all what the hell I'm talking about. Now, something I want to talk about before we get into Caitlin Clark response to Stephanie White and this whole Alyssa Thomas situation.
Now here's a clip of Clark from a couple months back. A reporter tries to get her to engage on this ridiculous leg sleeve question, and just listen to how she handles it. She doesn't take the bait, doesn't give them a headline, just deflects it clean. That's not luck, that's media training. And it's the difference between Clark and a lot of these other professional women's basketball players who just haven't had to develop that instinct yet. Which is exactly why Stephanie White's comments landed the way they did. She works in media, at ESPN no less, and there are certain things you simply don't say out loud if you don't want it turned into a headline.
about this question. Let's roll the clip real quick. Let's listen.
Leg sleeve come about?
I knew that would be the first question.
I wanted to ask about golf, but she went to the leg sleeve.
People are wondering. Just a little compression on the leg. I mean, I don't know. Leg sleeve come about?
I knew that would be the first.
So you guys heard Caitlin Clark response. Now, some of you guys are saying probably to yourself, John, why play that? Because it just shows you how Caitlin Clark plays with the media. She don't give them a negative headline. She don't have to. She's media trained, and that's something a lot of these professionals.
This is the bonehead mistake. Not that Stephanie White necessarily meant to defend Alyssa Thomas, but it sure sounded like she was putting the blame back on the fans instead of holding Thomas accountable for what happened on the court. Intentional or not, that's how it landed with a huge chunk of the fan base, and once something sounds like that, the framing is already out of your hands. Words matter, especially when you're the head coach of the player who got hit.
She says she didn't mean to do this, but now she's being painted as a thug, getting death threats. She's sick and tired of the league not doing more to protect its players off the court. This morning, WNBA star Alyssa Thomas blasting Commissioner Kathy Engelbert after Alyssa says she received death threats over this incident with Caitlin Clark.
So I really don't know if this AI, but we finna go fact check it right now and see, because I definitely. Now, I have to be completely honest with you guys. After doing further research, that picture was AI, guys. It was not real. And disregard that last couple content. When we talked about that, like I got, bro, but I just fact checked it. It was not a real picture. But with all that being said, this is what Good Morning America is currently saying about Caitlin Clark and this whole situation involving Alyssa Thomas.
Now, the fallout from the WNBA incident involving Caitlin Clark and Alyssa Thomas. Thomas, who was a six-time All-Star for the
second, but something else we have to address is Dan Dietrich and Christine Brennan of USA Today having a very, very detailed interview about Caitlin Clark and the WNBA LGBTQ community, basically targeting Caitlin Clark fans and damn near
NBA fans have with players and teams, that is going to come. But it's not hard to not be a jerk. And if you are one of these people that are online doing this, do not call yourself a WNBA fan. Our league is about inclusiveness. Our league is about competition. Our league is about elevating women, elevating as a league. Players, coaches, staff, support staff, everyone. We're about elevating. We are not about demeaning, demanding. We are not about continuing this narrative.
This morning, WNBA star Alyssa Thomas blasting Commissioner Kathy Engelbert after Alyssa says she received death threats over this incident with Caitlin Clark.
There's a difference between trolling and there's a difference between hatred, and the hatred that we're experiencing over a play that honestly was a complete accident.
The play happened at last Wednesday night's game between the Phoenix Mercury and the Indiana Fever.
There's been so much more toxicity, racism, homophobia, straight out like nonsense, hate nonsense, and it is absolutely unacceptable. Most of this coming from the online community, most of this, you know, in my heart of hearts, I believe, not coming from WNBA fans, have with players and teams, that is going to come. But it's not hard to not be a jerk. And if you are one of these people that
moment we all have been waiting for. So this is Caitlin Clark in attendance for USA versus Bosnia at the FIBA World Cup 2026 of the 32nd match in San Francisco. So as you guys can see here, throughout all of this BS that is currently going on, Caitlin Clark pulled up to USA Soccer and enjoyed her day. Look like she's not really tripping off exactly what and putting it all off on the fans and not letting AT take responsibilities for choking Caitlin Clark out on a basketball court. Now, this is the moment we all have been waiting for. So this is Caitlin Clark in attendance for USA versus Bosnia at the FIBA World Cup 2026 of the 32nd match in San Francisco. So as you guys can see,